flawless. Her skin is beautiful. She's a beautiful little girl. I don't know if those are lashes on or if those are lashes. We're setting her up. It's a child that's in the wrong role. You may not agree with me. So this is a part of the skit. I mean, I don't know if this is a part of the skit, but it's more than a part of the skit because she...
My Queen Kings and Things. It's your girl Queen Dee Dee with Dee Dee Said That. Yes, I'm acting and talking like I'm deaf, but I'm not. I'm deaf, dumb, and blind because I don't know why there are so many deaf, dumb, and blind ass stories coming out of Texas. North Texas man struck 133 times on his feet during a police interaction has now decided to sue 4 Dallas police officers. This video is 7 minutes and 8 seconds long. I want to delve into this story with these stank ass 4 officers that feel like they can beat a man on his feet 133 times. Let's get into it because I could just be speculating. Y'all know I'm only going off a title. We're watching this at the same time, Queen Kings and y'all things.
This is CBS News, Texas.
You know, to keep from crying, I tell jokes or laugh at it. It's, I guess I'm still dealing with it.
An exclusive all-new for you story here at 10, unnecessary and unauthorized. That is what an internal Dallas police investigation is calling what you see here. A man hit more than 100 times with a police baton on his feet. Officers say Cedric Cheely's failure to obey commands is what ignited the use of force. With that is where we start here at 10 o'clock. I'm Nicole Baker. The man is now suing 4 Dallas police officers who were disciplined until interim police chief Michael Igo rescinded it. Now, we do want to give you a fair warning. Parts of the story may be tough to watch, may be tough to take in, but our Marvin Hurst begins his exclusive examination into the use of force.
Dallas police get a call for an active It's after 2 a.m. Police body cam video obtained by CBS News Texas show officers arriving at a strip mall parking lot.
You got somebody shooting out here, man?
No, ain't nobody shooting.
Go through that. Army counter as well. Somebody called it from inside saying somebody's shooting a gun.
No, I've been outside. Ain't nobody shooting.
There was allegedly a fight with no gunfire. The parking lot has groups of people from a business called African Fusion.
Echo 630, you can go ahead and slow anybody else down.
DPD scales down the search for an active shooter, but accelerates the push to get everyone out of that parking lot. It's about 2:21 a.m.
Figure it out. Can't go. You don't have to go home, but you can't be here.
4 minutes later, Cedric Cheely begins talking to Police Sergeant John Matthew Martinez.
There's a whole lot of police out here, like, good Lord.
Man, somebody called, said somebody was shooting a gun.
I ain't heard that.
I think it was a fist fight. Somebody thought maybe something else.
Well, I think that. Thank you. I stay across the street. I'm like, I can walk home.
It's better for you to walk home. You don't want to
right.
Don't drive home.
I'm all right.
Well, you don't want to drive intoxicated. There's too many police out here. You might go to jail.
Who intoxicated?
Huh?
Who intoxicated? Me?
I mean, you wouldn't want to chance it.
You gotta prove it.
Okay, then chance it.
Ain't no chance. Like, you have to prove I ain't no Constitution and all that.
Cheely and Sergeant Martinez debate over the law. The sergeant calls over Officer Adnan Shaw to explain his suggestion. Officer Randy Roden is not far behind.
Yeah,
Okay, at this point, it's safer for you. It's for your own safety.
The Dallas man tells officers they have no proof he's even been drinking. Police say they can smell the alcohol. For 12 minutes, the officers and Cheely go round and round, back and forth.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk across the street.
Thank you. I appreciate you walking across the street.
Yeah, but
All right.
I don't want to talk to him.
But it's like, he doesn't understand because he's so intoxicated.
Are you willing to go home right now and not come back?
It's just a yes or no question. It's either yes or
When
no.
I was talking,
right now.
you over talk me. Fine.
Right now.
Fine.
Okay.
Because if you put ankles on me,
No more. No more.
It's
It's either yes or
kidnapping.
no. You go home or else I change it up.
What crime I committed?
Okay.
Come on.
Turn around for your coming back.
Yeah, what crime I committed? What crime I committed?
Public intoxication is what you're under arrest for.
I ain't committed a crime.
Also on that scene, Sergeant Jesse Rodriguez. His body cam captures the incident as it unfolds.
So get the paddy wagon. I can't walk. Get the paddy wagon. I'll wear it out.
Chile, who says he's a comedian, tells officers he has pins in his hips. 2 minutes later, as they walk him toward a police car,
Oh, you gonna play this?
Chile hits the concrete. 2 Dallas police sergeants and 2 officers try to get a 6'6", 325-pound public intoxication suspect off the ground.
You're gonna go to the county jail for resisting if you don't sit up, okay?
Police say Chile made his body dead weight, which they viewed as resisting. Remember, this started off as a calm conversation at a sergeant's squad car. It has now become an intense situation, heading to the back seat of a police car.
Put the camera on. My hips don't work like that. Put the camera on. My hips don't work like that.
He told officers about his hips nearly 25 times. Chile also mentioned bilateral hip surgery. He claims the pins in his hip make it difficult to sit in spaces like the back of a police car.
Told y'all.
Still, police put him in the back of the car,
Oh, God.
cursing and screaming. After officers put him in, they let the back window down, giving Chile his shoe. Chile says due to the space and his leg condition, he stretched his feet out of the window. As police searched his belongings, Officer Shaw tries to push the man's feet out of the window back into the car. Sergeant Martinez comes over with the baton.
What's up?
All right.
Get your foot inside, man. Get your foot inside. Get your foot inside. Get your foot inside. Get your foot inside.
Why you hit me?
Because you won't put it in. Put your foot in.
You ain't got no right to hit me.
Put your foot in. You're not
You
listening.
have no right to hit me.
I do.
No, you don't.
You're not listening.
No.
You want to cooperate or
You
not?
have no right to hit me.
Do you want to cooperate or
You
not?
have no right to hit me.
You're going to cooperate. I need you in the car. I need you in the car.
Who are you?
I need you in the car.
Hey, what's your name?
I need you in the car.
DPD's Internal Affairs says Chile's feet got struck 133 times. Police leadership gave Martinez a written reprimand. The other 3 officers got reprimanded for taking the man to jail with his feet hanging out the window.
Put your feet in the car.
So that improper prison transport part, it got tossed out by then Assistant Police Chief Michael Igo. Igo is now the interim leader here at Dallas Police. So we tried to talk to Dallas Police about this case. They tell us that they could not. I can tell you who is talking. Cedric Chile. For the first time, he and his attorney are telling us why this incident is what they call excessive. Marvin Hurst, CBS News, Texas.
Red
Okay,
ants
so this
stinging the
one,
bottom of.
this is part 2 of the story that I found. So let's listen into, and see it says part 2. Let's listen into Cedric Chile explain what happened. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm 6'2", and when they put me in the back of that small ass cruiser, I promise you, I got out of there. I felt like I needed to go play basketball and stretch my damn knees after 49, 50 years. The cruiser isn't big enough for me. And you think I'm funny? God damn it, be my height. And I had on heels. So I can imagine this goddamn big ass 6'6" tree. And my son is 6'6". My daddy is 6'7", 6'8". My brothers are running 6'7", 6'8". This is not easy. But let's listen to what Cedric had to say.
Right now at 10, a North Texas man is suing Dallas police claiming excessive force when officers hit the bottom of his feet with a baton more than 100 times during his arrest. Welcome in at 10, I'm JD Miles. In part 2 of a CBS News Texas exclusive, our Marvin Hurst sits down with Cedric Chile, who says he's frustrated that those officers no longer face any punishment.
I tell jokes for a living. And my life is like, I'm free.
Cedric Chile is on the side of Dallas Police Sergeant John Matthew Martinez's police cruiser. He's not under arrest.
I'm alright.
But you don't want to drive intoxicated. That's too many police out here. You might go to jail.
Intoxicated.
Huh?
They are talking about his sobriety at this far north Dallas strip mall. Minutes before, police were rushing to that Dallas Parkway parking lot for reports of an active shooter. The call was after 2 a.m. on April 11th, 2022.
I've been out there, ain't nobody shooting.
None was found in videos obtained by CBS News Texas or by police that morning. It was an alleged fight.
You don't have to go home, but you can't be here.
Unseen by officers, but enough for them to clear the parking lot.
Are you willing to go home right now and not come back?
Chile says he lived within walking distance, so officers advised him to take that stroll and not drive. A debate over that ballooned into an intense arrest for public intoxication.
Oh, you want to play this?
Chile hit the ground for some reason. 2 Dallas police sergeants and 2 officers had to put him in the back of a police car.
My hips don't work like that, bro.
Chile told officers repeatedly about surgically placed pins in his hips that made it difficult for him to ride in the back of a police car. And he'd gladly go to jail in a paddy wagon.
My hips don't work like that. Not your grandma.
Officers put him in anyway. So when they rolled down the window, the 47-year-old says that he put his feet outside to stretch his legs for comfort. The effort to push his feet back in the car got met with swings from the police baton of Sergeant Martinez.
What's up?
All right.
Get your foot inside, man. Get your foot inside. Get your foot inside. Get your foot inside. Get your foot inside.
Why you hitting me?
Because you won't put it in. Put your foot in.
You ain't got no right to hit me.
Put your foot in. You're not listening.
You ain't got no right to hit me.
I do.
No, you don't.
You're not listening.
No.
Painful. I got nerve damage from being beaten, which was going to last me for the rest of my life.
For the first time, Chile is talking about an encounter he and his attorney describe as excessive.
And that was the whole issue. Like, why are you hitting me? I'm in the car. I'm going to go to jail. What threat am I to you? Why are you beating me?
Dallas police investigators say Chile got hit on his feet 133 times as he asked for a different supervisor to come to the parking lot.
Feed in the car. Feed in the car.
Disbelief. And it's painful. It felt like red ants stinging the bottom of my feet when it was hitting me.
At that morning scene, Martinez with the baton, Sergeant Jesse Rodriguez, arresting officers Adnan Shaw and Randy Roden.
But 133 times, and not one of these officers looked at this and said, hey, you need to stop
in the car
doing what you're doing. Not one of them intervened. And that's a major problem.
Police investigators say Chile's feet were left hanging out the window as they took him to jail. 9 months later, an internal affairs investigation revealed the officers wrote about everything that happened at the scene, except the use of force.
And the reason why that report is so important, because we get to see what was this officer's reasons for hitting somebody 133 times.
Dallas police leaders gave all 4 written reprimands for transporting a prisoner improperly. Martinez's reprimand came as their supervisor.
Hey, what's in it?
Martinez was rebuked for inappropriate use of force and failing to complete what DPD calls a response to resistance report. He even signed off on it, smearing a record of 41 commendations. That was on January 17th, 2023.
It's hurtful. I tried to read it, and it makes me mad. It makes me frustrated.
7 days later, Assistant Police Chief Michael Igo, now interim DPD chief, changed everything for 3 of the officers in the improper prisoner transport. His letter states, quote, after careful review of the investigation and related videos, it is my decision to rescind the chain of command recommendation, end quote. Of course, we wanted more insight about this decision, but when we tried to talk to Dallas police, they told us they couldn't talk about it. They say it's because of the lawsuit.
It was not the type of resistance that rose to the level or rises to the level that would justify
I need you in the car.
that level of force being used.
It is now up to a civil court to decide if the foot strikes were within reason in this incident,
Get in the car.
or if Dallas police should pay the cost.
No, you're doing it yourself.
Marvin Hurst, CBS News, Texas.
Bottom of my feet when he was hitting me.
I don't know if anybody ever been in a predicament with the law before. I'm pretty sure over 90% of you have. I don't think y'all know how it feel to go through stuff like that. I mean, some people look at this and judge it. Oh, he resisted, he did this, he did that. The first problem with it is, if he was saying that he had certain types of surgery, he have certain pins, needles, or screws in places, you guys have to respect that. And I mean, even when they did me, even you can see it on my body footage, I had to tell the officers, don't do me like that. I've had 3 surgeries on my shoulder from playing ball. I had 3 surgeries on my shoulder from playing basketball, and I have 3 plates in my neck. And I told him, you can't do me like that. You can't just throw me in the car. Let me sit down in the car the proper way. Plus, the car wasn't even really big enough for me. And no, I'm not a goddamn wide load, but I'm a tall load. I'm a long load. This right here is just inhumane. I mean, let somebody beat y'all damn feet to the bottom and all on the top and around the sides of it. Me personally, the history in my family, honestly, is bad feet. And I'm not being funny. And then to take, especially a tall person, if you're not up there with us, you don't know what our limbs go through. Some people take it for a joke. That's why I did a video earlier about the airplane. About this one lady, she's a heavy-set plus-size model. She said that the aisles weren't wide enough for her. And my complaint was the aisles aren't tall enough for me. I have to duck down through the whole plane. I got all the Billy Bobs and Sully May curves. They like to watch me go up the aisle. Hello, watchers and don't speak. I walk down the aisle telling them, hello, non-speaker. God damn, stop staring at me like that. Even though I embrace it, I'm that type of girl. I know I'm going to get the looks and the stares, but in the same breath, you don't know just how vulnerable our tall bodies are. This man is 6'6". He weighed over 300 pounds. Imagine, I'm 6'2". I weigh 205 pounds. He's not just a tall guy. He's also a big guy. If he said he had those type of surgeries, our bodies don't sit the same. Why do you think these little puny men right here, they couldn't handle him? Why? Not because he was resisting. He's a big, tall guy. Those troop patrol units those cruisers are not even tall enough or big enough. They're not wide enough. They're not long enough. I mean, they didn't even pull the seat up or anything. My knees was literally sitting on the back of the cruiser just like this. By the time I got out the car, my knees was literally aching me. I'm not being funny. This right here is inhumane. There's going to be a lot of people, oh, he resisted. He should have put his foot in the car. God damn it, take your short ass and get my height. And you tell me whether or not you're really resisting. If he said he got things in his body, now what can you do? You need to make the accommodations for him. You can't just throw him in. Y'all will take heed to an old senior citizen. Y'all make sure you tuck them in right, and you patty cake them, and you roll them up, and you flip them, and you hold them down for certain people. And then when other people come around, y'all feel the need to always rough house. It's not right. They beat somebody in the bottom, the top, and the sides of their feet for 133 times. Somebody need to beat y'all ass like that. Dumbasses. And then they wonder why we get so vile with our tongue. I mean, this was inhumane. And those that decide to go against me, screw you. This is your girl, Queen Dee Dee with Dee Dee Said It. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you don't do anything else, get your ass in the back of a cruise and get your feet beat 133 times. And you tell me whether it's inhumane for some, but not you. Come back to this story. I know y'all like, yes, it's the talk in this chatterbox. I am. That's why you're on here. Anyway, because y'all like to listen and talk too. Leave your comments because you know I'm all in them too. I had to come back to this video. The reason why I had to come back to this video is because what type of person would I be had I not came back to express this point? Cedric, I don't agree, and I truly do not appreciate how these officers inhumanely beat you to the bottom, to the sides, and to the top of your damn feet. There's nothing humane about that. You don't do it to dogs, and you shouldn't have did it to you. But at the end of the day, I will be less than the person to also say this. You knew or you didn't know. You were or you were not drinking. Whichever one came first, last, or second. Why did you stick around over there? What made you go over there when you staked your first point? No, there was no gunshots. You could have said, oh no, Mr. Officer, there were no gunshots, and you should have kept trucking. To me, one side of this also shows me that you played a role in it too. You already know how these officers are. You know they don't give a damn about you, me, or our brown and black skin. Whether this was race-based or not, what they did was wrong. But I can guarantee you, almost say this, had you not interfered, if you knew there weren't gunshots, you knew the party was over, whether you a goddamn comedian or not, haul ass. Texas is not the place, and I doubt I'll be moving there. I thought I was going to go over there and stump some grounds over there, but no, I want to go over there because see, injustice like this gets nowhere with me because I go to doing like this with you, but I do it in a different way. What you did was you incited this to an extent. You had no business over there as long as you were. You probably had no business over there at all. I can't just hold these officers accountable and not tell you what you did. That was very immature, very childish, and very provoking. You say you weren't drinking. They didn't do a test on you. Not sure if you refused it or what. But at the end of the day, you provoked this because you did not have to be over there to that vehicle. You did not have to get involved. I mean, if you're not the owner of the club and all you were was a civilian there, why didn't you just leave? You already knew what the next steps were. You live in Texas. You're 47 years old. Not sure how old you are. No, you should be older than 47, maybe 49, 50 now. But you know the rules of engagements over in Texas. You know how these officers are. You have to hold yourself accountable. You got to be held accountable for your mouth. If you're a comedian, you need to go on the platform to be a comedian. That wasn't a comedian platform where you were on then. You know those officers are there because either they did receive a call or they just did that because they see a bunch of black people around. There was a fight there, so there had to be a call. You brought this on yourself to an extent. You knew you had pins and screws and needles all over your big ass, and you should have set your big ass in your truck. They would have never known you were or were not drunk. They would have never known who the hell you were. They would have never been in this situation, just like you wouldn't have been in this situation. You got to hold yourself accountable, buddy. What he did wasn't right. He provoked this. It wouldn't be right if I didn't come back and bring that side to it. Mind your damn business. Yes, Mr. Black Attorney, we understand that you're going to fight for right. Why? Because you want to get paid, and a part of this was inhumane and it was unjust, and it was. But you need to tell your client to shut his damn mouth, because guess what? Not every platform is one for a comedian. That wasn't the time, and it damn sure wasn't the place. Now, I wish you nothing but the best. I hope your lawsuit turned out right, because I damn sure am hoping mine turned out right. Especially when you've been falsely arrested. This isn't right. I have to hold you accountable because the way you're talking right now, something else was wrong with you that night, and I hate to say it. But had you not took your ass and trolloped over there in them men's face, it wouldn't have got to this degree. So you got to take some sort of accountability. You played your part. You provoked it. If you were being protective, you should have came over, said what you said. No, I didn't do that. No, this didn't happen. No, there were no gunshots. It might have been a fight. I'm out of here. And they would have let you go, I would hope. We don't know the other side to that. Why? Because you kept going on and on and on and on and on. You brought this upon yourself. And then what happens is when you bring things like this upon yourself, then what happens? We got to stand behind you and fight. Now, I'm standing behind you because what they did in the end wasn't right. But in the same breath, What you did was very provoking. You need to take and hold yourself accountable. And I'm done with it, whether you like it or not. Everybody not going to go with me on this. But at the end, had he not been there at the wrong time, in the wrong place, with the wrong goddamn dummies, we wouldn't have been having this story. But being that we here, we need to make sure everyone is held accountable, including you, Cedric. Hold yourself accountable. Going forward, remember the platforms for comedians. Remember the platform for jokes. Remember the platforms when something is funny. Remember the platforms when it's humorous and hilarious. That wasn't it. Now we can see your big ass size 16 feet getting beat to a goddamn pope. You get nerve damages there. And see, they don't care. Because what they say, take them animals down any way they can. So they'll beat you with on your feet like that. But imagine had you got in the car and mind your damn business, everything would have been okay, including you, including your feet, and your pins would have still been intact, and we wouldn't have had to be sitting there, see this big ass 7'5" giant on the back of a cruiser that's big enough for a small person. I mean, that's the small people, whatever y'all call them, little people, because we can't even call them midgets no more, or we get our goddamn wigs and stuff snatched off, afros get straightened out, and all kind of old stuff. But I'm talking about you right now, Cedric. Bye. Hey, hold yourself accountable. If you don't like it, give me a shout out. I ain't scared of you, and you ain't scared of me either. Big ups, tall man. Stop talking so much. Everything isn't funny. Mind your damn business. Learn to pay attention to your surroundings and know who your opponents are. Those officers are a different type of opponents. Now, wish you the best in your lawsuit.
This is not a beat up moment for this young lady. This is just me listening. I honestly wanted to know what was it that how is her skin gonna look then? I mean, I can understand if it's like she's a makeup artist. She looked like she's applying this makeup better than someone that's licensed to do so. This is a lot going on.